What is up, everyone? Today I'll be showcasing the final sets I did to hit Legend in Season 11 of Go Battle League using my favorite Go Battle League team ever. For those of you that have been subscribed to the channel for longer know what it is already. Double Ghost. And I used to always run it with Azumarill lead, but today running it with Tapu Fini lead just because it's new, it's fun. And I actually really like Tapu Fini, though I will say I think in this team Azumarill actually does a bit better, especially versus like Warren lead. Having Azumarill is just really nice. So if you're gonna run this team, I highly recommend you run Azumarill in the lead instead. Tapu Fini is still very fun. You'll see me switch to Azumarill later in the video as well. And then as goes for Sableye and Alolan Marowak in the back. I'm running Shadow Alolan Marowak. I do think it's better than regular. I think the regular in the current meta is a bit lackluster. But if you don't have a Shadow, I think the regular can definitely still work. Anyway, let's get into these battles, starting with the Deoxys lead. I instant switch Sableye. That's always gonna be your safe switch in this team, except for one scenario, which we'll get into later. But yeah, Sableye is just an amazing safe switch, of course. Even if a hard counter like Alolan Nightus comes in, you can still do a lot of damage here. Or take a shield in this case, which is very nice. Now I can just come in with Alolan Marowak. Farm is all the way down. I'm actually gonna shield up this move. I feel like Alolan Marowak is still going to be very useful, so I want to save a bit of health on it. Because I'm Shadow, these charms are actually adding up. If I would have taken a Chai Shock, I would have almost been in the red, so it's quite nice. What is going to come in now? It is the Warren, and this is very good for Alolan Marowak to resist all the ice moves, and Warren really has to go for an Earthquake to take me out, which this is not it. This was only 6 Powder Snows. And it's 9 for the first Earthquake, so I let go of the Icicle Spear. In comes the Deoxys now, and I should just be free to Shadow Bone this a couple times. One Shadow Bone from AWAC actually doesn't knock it out, but it brings it very close into our range where I can likely farm it down with either AWAC or Tapu Fini. Yeah, this almost knocks it out. In comes the Tapu Fini. Do I shoot up this move? Probably should, but I don't have to, I guess. Yeah, it's just a Psycho Boost. Doesn't do that much. Gonna farm it down, and now the Warren's pretty much dead as well. GG. Alright, Warren lead. This is a kind of an uncomfortable lead for Tapu Fini, since they get to the Earthquakes before your Moonblast, and if they bait, that's kind of devastating, and that is exactly what they do here. I also don't really like switching into Sableye in this matchup, just because Sableye also loses this, and switching into Marowak can be a bit of a death sentence, since usually they do have something like a Sableye in the back, which of course is not ideal for Marowak. This is why I do prefer Azumarill lead over Tapu Fini, since you can just stay in this matchup with Azumarill and either kill the Warren or bring it low enough where it can easily farm down. Where in this case with Tapu Fini, I actually had to go 2 shields down and go for the Moonblast, and now we're shields down versus Sableye, which is definitely not ideal anyway. I'll just go for the Surf here. I was hoping to take a shield, but they don't shield. And oh, I do get to another Surf though, which is very nice. This will definitely take their shield now. And this puts me in a decent situation, because I can just kind of sacrifice my Sableye here. They have to use both moves, and then I hope there's something in the back that my AWAC can deal with. Like a Trevenant, for example. I would need to get a little bit of an energy lead if it's Trevenant though, so I'm going to switch now, hoping they let me farm down with the Fire Spin. It's not Trevenant, but it is Deoxys, which is also fine for my AWAC, considering most Deoxys these days don't run Rock Slide, except for this one. Usually it's Thunderbolt, Psycho Boost, and in that case you're so fine. With Rock Slide Deoxys it's a little bit harder, but I still kill it right here on the CMB tie, and it's a very close game. GG. Next game we have a Trevenant lead, which is super bad for Tapu Fini, so switch to my Sableye. In comes a Warren. It's not a great matchup for Sableye, but at least I can take some shields here, or get the Warren very low into farm down range for Tapu Fini or Marowak. Either one fine with me. They actually decide to shoot up the first move. I'm gonna let their move go because I know I can get to another foul play here. They actually already had an Icicle Spear loaded, but they didn't throw, which is super fine with me. I'm really hoping they let this move go because of that, but unfortunately they shielded up, which means I still got quite a job to do to take this out, since both my Tapu Fini and Marowak can't really farm this down without having to take a couple moves. which is why I just go into Tapu Fini, take the Earthquake here, switch to Alolan Marowak, hoping to farm it down. My opponent quickly switches as well into their Nidoqueen, which is not too bad for me. All the fast moves are resisted, or the fast move is resisted, and Earth Power takes a lot of energy to get to. I was expecting a bait here, but I shielded anyway, just in case. I know that I can win this game now if I just manage my energy perfectly. I Shadow Bonus Nidoqueen here, which is, I think, a mistake. I think a Bone Club would have knocked it out, but I wasn't too sure, so I'll go for it. Now, all I have to do is if the Trevenant comes in, I throw immediately. If the Walrein comes in, I don't throw, I farm up. But the Walrein comes in and I just goof up and I throw my move. I did this game on stream and I even said on stream, alright guys, if the Walrein comes in, don't throw your move. I'm not going to throw my move. I'm just going to Fire Spin a couple times. And if the Trevenant comes in, I throw immediately. And I just completely goofed it up. So I was kind of mad about myself on that one. But, you know, mistakes happen. And it is what it is. Anyway, next game, we have Victory Bell lead. And I switch into Alolan Marowak, my hard counter. This is the only time I recommend you switch into Alolan Marowak. Since if you go Sableye, the Victory Bell can do so much damage there before switching out. The goal here is to hopefully bring this Bastion low enough with Alolan Marowak and then farm down with Tapu Fini so I can hopefully get some shields from the Victory Bell later. Now this is where Tapu Fini is also worse than Azumarill. When I ran this team with Azumarill, this matchup, this Victory Bell, Bastion, and usually it's Medicham or Deoxys in the back, like this is a very common team. This is how I always played it, and I actually won sometimes. I never won it when I switched in Sableye actually, but when I switched Alolan Marowak, I actually won a couple times. But with Tapu Fini it's worse, since now you can't like Ice Beam the Victory Bell. My opponent here actually plays it kind of weird though. He switches to Medicham to sack it to my Tapu Fini and hoping to sweep with Victory Bell. But that is going to be tough because his Shadow Claws are really going to add up. Unfortunately though, I can't Shadow Claw it down, but Tapu Fini does have Water Guns. We barely Water Gun it down. GG. Alright, next match. We have a Medicham lead. Usually I like to switch to Sableye here. Even though Tapu Fini counters Medicham, of course, I like to switch to Sableye to lure out a potential Dark type. That is not common with Medicham, but it does happen. And if I want my Marowak to shine, I kind of have to lure out a potential Dark type with Sableye. In comes a Wigglytuff though, which is super bad. My Sableye just went down so quickly and actually shielded up too, which means I'm not really comfortable farming this down with Alolan Marowak quite yet. I just bring in my my Tapu Fini instead. Gonna go for the Surf. I thought this would kill, but Wigglytuff is kind of bulky and it doesn't. I'm gonna farm to another Surf and switch to AWAC now, just to keep my Tapu Fini a tad more healthy. Farm down the Wiggly, and what do they bring in now? I'm actually kind of expecting Alolan Ninetales, like Medicham Double Charm, but it's a Nidoqueen, and again, this is not too bad. Shadow AWAC is a better matchup here than a regular AWAC, since my Charge Moves and Fast Moves just do more damage, which makes sure that Nidoqueen can't get to like multiple Earth Powers. This could be an Earth Power, but I called the Poison Fang. I think that could have been an Earth Power. I can't say I 100% counted that, but I don't think they were the energy quite yet, so I called a Poison Fang, which was a great call. Since then, the Medicham can't just Psychic me. Actually, Bone Club here. Oh my god. Wait, this might be a stupid play. Oh, probably was. Probably was. Oh my god. Oh wait, this is this battle. Alright, I saved the Shadow Bone, alright? Because Marowak always wins CMP over Medicham. Like, the attack isn't even close. But this Medicham wins? And I looked it up on PvPoke. And actually, if the Medicham is like extremely attack weighted, and I mean extremely attack weighted, they can win CMP. So apparently my opponent's was extremely attack weighted. Even a hundo, like a 15-15-15 Medicham doesn't win CMP over my Marowak. Theirs was like 15-10-10 or something. I don't know. It's kind of wild. So yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. GG's. All right. Now I start switching now I switch to Azumarill in this team instead. Kind of done with the Tapu Fini. Want to try out the old classic Azu into a Swampert lead in the first game, which is not too bad. This is actually a matchup I kind of prefer Tapu Fini, just because you do that consistent water gun damage. But Azumarill super fine here as well. I know shield with the first move, knowing that I can take it. And I actually take out the Swampert there. They went straight Hydro, which is crazy. I guess they were just trying to bait me, but I guess I fell for it once, but not the first time. In comes Registeel. I really don't want my Azu on this because Registeel kind of dumps on Azu if you don't run Hydro. Even with Hydro, you get dumped on these days because Zap Cannon is just such a good move. I switch to my Sableye here though, hoping to lure out whatever's in the back so I can get my AWAC on the Reggie later, but they don't fall for it. They stay in, which is not too great, but at this point I've dropped the Reggie low enough where I can safely just farm this down with AWAC, and hopefully Azu AWAC core can take care of whatever is in the back. Going to AWAC, they actually bring in a Trevenant, which is not too good for me. Trevenant is a winning matchup for Shadow AWAC. This is also where Shadow AWAC is better than regular. But it's not great, because these Shadow Claws are really adding up, and since I didn't get that much of an energy lead, they will get to 2 Seed Bombs with 4 maybe to get to multiple charge moves of my own. Actually, right at the Seed Bomb now, they've thrown 10 Shadow Claws, so at the second Seed Bomb. Don't want to take that on AWAC, so I switch to Azu to soak up the energy, keep my AWAC alive so I can take out the Reggie later. This brings me deep into the red though. They still have a win condition here. My moves won't really do that much damage. I need like 2 play roughs to knock out the Reggie. So if they can lock me down and then Zap Cannon my AWAC, they win the game. So really hoping that doesn't happen. I just need like 3 more bubbles now. And they're not able to lock me down, luckily. And they actually, they know. So they throw their move here. Very good play. Right before I get to the play rough. So good counting by my opponent. But at this point, I fire spin down. I win the match. GG. Alright, Bastiodon lead. This is super bad. Like mega bad for Azumarill without Hydro. So yeah, I'm not looking too good there, but luckily most of the time with Bastiodon lead, it's Sableye and Metacham in the back, and in that case I should be quite fine. I will be able to get to Bastiodon like low enough to where I can finish this off with Sableye, and then I kind of forced to bring in their Sableye versus my Sableye, which I can take out, and then Marowak is aligned to the Metacham, which is ideal. So most Bastiodon lead teams I'm fine with. Actually staying in there though, which is interesting, but this is okay with me. I keep my Azu alive for potential like Sableye Metacham as well, and now I can just take out or try to take out the Bastiodon with Sableye. Want to keep my Sableye healthy though. It's clear they don't really have a hard answer, so if I can keep some energy on this thing and some health, that'd be quite nice. Actually shield this one though, since they are at the Stone Edge at this point. I'm gonna shield it up too, since Sableye with this amount of health and some energy can still be quite deadly. As we can see here, since they bring in a Trevenant, that is definitely not a Sableye answer. Gonna go for the foul play, takes out the tree. What do they have in the back at this point? It is a Frostlass, which is quite good for me. I'm actually unsure we win CMP here, so I just switch on the Avalanche, hoping they'd throw, but they didn't, which is fine. I can just go for play rough now, and my Marowak is still quite safe here too. Fortunately, we get a bit of lag, and I think that allows them to overfarm more than they should have been able to. They're basically at 100 now, which is kind of scary, to be honest. I don't really want to bring in Sableye here, but I think that's what no, that's not what I end up doing. They try to catch my foul play on their Bastiodon, I think, which, well, I didn't go in Sableye, so that didn't happen. And since I have to spend so much energy killing my Marowak, I can just safely go for the foul play here, take out the Frostlass, and win this game versus probably one of the worst leads I can have. So GG. Alright, this is the final game. I was already 4-0 in the final set. Legend was guaranteed, so I bring out the Ludicolo for the final game, and in comes a Licky Tongue lead, which is, I mean, not great for Ludicolo, but kind of fine if I can hit a Leaf Storm at this point, which I will go for straight away. I was considering baiting air, and well, I wish I did, because then then I would have been able to hit a Leaf Storm, but didn't happen, so I'm just switching to Sableye here, which might seem kind of dumb, but with this kind of a little bit of chip, Sableye does kind of fine here, so I'm okay with this. I'm also expecting double fighting in the back. That's like the usual Licky Tongue line, and seeing as they're staying in here, that's exactly what it might be. In that case, Marowak should be able to sweep, depending on what fighters it is, and I'll have close to a Leaf Storm ready on Ludicolo too, so I might be fine. I know foul play doesn't kill the Licky, so I'm just going to go for the return. This should kill the Licky. And then let's see what it is in the back. It is a Surfetch. This is not too bad. Unfortunately, they will outpace me to a move, so I will catch the Night Slash on Ludicolo. Feeling pretty good there, because Marowak Sableye should be able to sweep if it's Metacham in the back, but unfortunately, they get the boost. And this boost will end up being quite costly. I can't bring in my Sableye here, since I'm just going to get farmed down. So I have to bring in my Alolan Marowak, but this Surfetch will just get to multiple moves. I'm pretty sure. I will go for the Bone Club first though, which should kill. But of course, since they're boosted, they're not gonna no shield. I kind of have to no shield this. Well, maybe I don't. I was really hoping to like farm this down before they got to move, but I knew they had to. But I had to shield. I had to shield and hope they didn't. And now in comes the Medicham. Now the only win con is double foul play and take this out, but it's not even enough. So yeah, we unfortunately lose the final game with Ludicolo, but it was still enough to hit Legend afterwards. Well, I mean, I guess it's not over, but as you can see, yeah, we get killed. We get killed. GG's. We lose the final game, but still hit Legend. I think I got, let's see, what was the elo I got to? 3012, not too bad. Let me know where you ended your Go Battle weekend, even if you didn't hit Legend. That's so fine. We still have so much time this season left, and even if you're not gonna hit Legend, that's okay. Just a game, like who cares in the end. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Good luck with your battles.